Well, we're better late than never, folks. If you caught it last year, I did do an interview with Adam Steigert. And yeah, he mentioned that one of his favorite films that he's made is Ombis, the Alien Invasion. And so I finally got a chance to take some time to watch this film. And let me tell you, I'm glad I did. Adam R. Steigert directs this film about Sheriff Thomas Brackett, who's trying to keep his small town together after what appears to be some weird slime is killing the folks around town. To make matters worse, some weird, strange guy is showing up and shooting anybody who crosses his path. And we see how Brackett has to deal with this chaos as well as a possible government intervention at some point. Wow, this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. The script that Adam has here really there's only there's a few parts in here where I was watching. I'm like, I was getting a little worried with like the dialogue and the choices, but they turn it around and it makes up for it. And I like that. The story in here is interesting. You could tell he's kind of giving that ode to the Blob and a green slime type of films in here, and it looks great. The slime and the gore that you have in here just looks fantastic for the type of film it is, for sure. It's visceral. It's bloody. It's messy. It's just visually so entertaining for a horror fan and done so well. You know, using creative camera angles and reverse camera and all kinds of techniques used in here to give this slime a personality, and I just loved that. Every gruesome kill in here just was fitting and looked great. So yeah, practical makeup effects and special effects in here for the most part looked really good. Even the parts where we use CGI, just a couple rough spots where it shows its budget. But other than that, yeah, the special effects were done really well in here. And the cast of characters that we have in here are also interesting. I did like the alien character that shows up who's shooting not only the slime, but other people. He was an intimidating character for sure, and I love the makeup effects for him too, and the design, the technology, and all of that. My favorite character though has got to be the Sheriff Thomas Brackett character, played by Richard Satterwhite. He does so well. Wow, I loved Satterwhite in this film as the Thomas Brackett character. He's got the most personality. He is a guy you're striving, you're pulling for, and you're hoping survives till the end of the film. And just overall, very charismatic, got a great screen presence, and is someone that, yeah, I really connected with and loved watching every time he was on screen. Again, the rest of the group does well. Jason John Habibi as Mark, I liked his character. They do a little bit of a twist on ye old cliches of the small town quarterback and, you know, the abusive husband. Mark wasn't it, but there's a character in here who's an abusive husband. So you've got some of those small town tropes in here, but they give them just a little bit of a twist, so it gives it its own identity. Lynn Lowry shows up in here as news anchor Lynn Steigert. Yeah, I know, right? You gotta love the name in there. And Kathy Murphy as Daisy also puts in a decent performance. But yeah, the way this story plays out may not be exactly the way you expect it, but I guarantee you this is going to look better than what you might expect from a small budget film, and I highly recommend it. Link to the movie down below for you to check it out. I can see why Adam really enjoys this film, because it is a very enjoyable indie horror film that has some camp to it, has some fun to it, but also some pretty creepy moments as well. So it kind of runs the gambit. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. Also, subscribe here and help us get to 2,500 subscribers. I'd love to hit that by July. We can only do that with your help. So until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.